Samoa have qualified for the Rugby World Cup 2023, so congratulations to them. If you weren't aware, they were in a kind of head-to-head battle with Tonga to secure one of the berths to the Rugby World Cup. They played two games recently over the last couple of weeks over here in New Zealand. The first one in Auckland, which was pretty handily won, 42 points to 13. That set them up for the second game, which they also won down in Hamilton, 37-15. They were the home team, they were the away team, hence the scores being that way around. So yeah, overall 79 points to 28. Aggregate win. Pretty comfortable for Samoa in the end, so congratulations to Samoa for securing their berth. They will slot into Pool D. So far you got three other teams confirmed in Pool D. It's a pretty tricky looking pool, if you're going to be honest. You got England as the top seed, Japan, and then Argentina, but ultimately there's not really any easy pools. Plus they will be joined by whoever qualifies as America's two. So 4 from the 5 teams in that pool have now been confirmed. What's not really confirmed is where does Samoa go from here in terms of their fixtures. It is a little bit of a concerning one at the moment. I mean, obviously the pandemic is limiting opportunities, but the big teams are all getting games. The All Blacks have got games lined up. Coach Mapusua from Samoa was commenting basically that the idea of having 15 confirmed tests a year would be like a dream for his guys. Between now and the end of the year, there's only one confirmed game for Samoa, and that is the Barbarians at Twickenham on the 27th of November. But he did allude to the fact that they are in talks with World Rugby trying to secure more matches. They are hoping to play Georgia and possibly Romania, which would be, I think, a good watch. I think that's it would be a good idea to see, like, you know, kind of where these teams are at in terms of their level, because you saw when Tonga played the All Blacks, there was a real mismatch. But yeah, Samoa against Georgia or Romania, especially seeing as Georgia took on the Springboks recently, got relatively handily beaten, and Romania gave Argentina a bit of a scare. Argentina's in their pool. I don't know, it'd just be nice to kind of see where they are at. Yeah, they talked about the relief having qualified. To be fair, they beat the Tongans pretty handily, but they did have access to, I don't want to say better players, but just more professional players, which probably means better players. The Tongans weren't able to get a lot of their big guns back. I mean, neither was Samoa. If you looked at the squad, they played these two games. A lot of the guys from the Rugby World Cup squad, you know, were not there. There was still a core bunch of guys who were there. But, yeah, that's another thing that the coach mentioned, that, you know, more games and regular access to players will be very important for Samoa going forward in terms of their, you know, being able to be competitive at the Rugby World Cup in a couple of years' time. I mean, I've looked at their squad. There's a few guys like Nuia, the hooker who plays for the Blues, Alaalatoa, the prop who plays for the Crusaders and soon to be Leinster, Stowers is at the Brumbies, Ellie's at the Rebels, and Tafu's at the Force. So there's a few, you know, these guys are all kind of regular players for their teams. Core kind of, you know, very good players, but obviously they'll need access to more guys than just that. Hopefully with Moana Pacifica, if you're not aware, joining into some kind of Super Rugby competition next year, which is going to be made up largely of guys, I would imagine, eligible for Tonga and Samoa. Hopefully we will see more guys who are eligible for these two teams, not just Samoa, able to get gigs and get regular rugby at a high level. And then we will see more guys going on to represent Manu Samoa and Tonga respectively. But yeah, for now it's about Samoa. I mean, the coach did also mention, I should say, about how the Hawares helped the Argentina and how the Samoas probably helped Japan a bit in terms of, you know, how those two countries who were in that same pool have kind of been tracking pretty well, whereas Samoa, compared to, you know, like 20 odd years ago, has been tracking poorly. Yeah, so hopefully Moana Pacifica is one of the answers to that one. But anyway, as I said, congratulations to Samoa. They have booked in their berth. They can at least kind of plan a bit better. They don't have to go through the qualifying route. They don't have to stick around to play Cook Islands this week. They can go back to their regular lives and back to their clubs and stuff. But yeah, it's a good win for them. Pretty comfortable over the two games. As I said, there's certainly some good core players in their squad. It will be interesting to see what they can do over the next couple of years. Hopefully they can get access to their players regularly. Hopefully they can get some regular games and really maybe be a thorn in the side of some of the more favoured teams in a couple of years' time. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on this one. Do you see Samoa being able to be that thorn, or do you think they will kind of be a whipping boy at the World Cup? I mean, they did lose to Japan 38-19 at the last World Cup, but that was in Japan, where they were the home team. It'll be neutral for all 3 games against these big gun teams next time. But anyway, you guys have any thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.